morning, everyone. We're going to be starting momentarily, so if you could please make your way to your seats, that would be fantastic. We'll be serving some breakfast coming up in just a few minutes as well. So if everyone could just start making their way to their seats, and we can get started with what is going to be an amazing event. We have some fantastic speakers for you. And of course, some awards to give out as well. So if everyone could start making their way to their seats. Can you turn? Just so everyone. I see a few people still saying hellos. We're going to have time for that after the event. But I really want to get started with the Difference Makers, Women in Business Breakfast. Thank you. We're going to get started here momentarily. There we go. Round of applause. Let's bring it back. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I can feel the energy from here. Everyone's ready to go at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's crazy. How much coffee have you consumed? Not enough, I don't think. Not enough. There's never enough. I also see that there's only one decaf, which is probably good. One of the things I've learned from spending years telling stories right here in this fantastic community is that some of the most inspiring ones start in rooms just like this. Rooms filled with people who are building businesses, creating opportunities, making our community stronger each and every day. And I have to say, I know, it's great. I have to say, seeing this many driven women gathered by 8 a.m. looking pretty damn fine is pretty darn impressive. So a round of applause for you. Amazing. Love to see it. Because we get stuff done. That's what we do. Some of you may recognize my voice from the radio, and if you don't, that's okay, I promise. I won't quiz you later, and you can lie to me and say that, yes, I do recognize your voice, and that's okay. For those of you I haven't had the chance to meet, my name is Casey McDonald, and I've spent the past 13 years in broadcasting, and the past 6 and a little bit more on the air right here in Sault Ste. Marie on KISS 100.5. I've had the privilege of telling and sharing many stories of some amazing women right here in this room, and it's an absolute pleasure of mine to be your host once again for the Difference Makers Women in Business Breakfast. Now, I know sometimes it's cheesy when we quote amazing women, but those quotes resonate with us, so I wanted to share one with you. It's from Maya Angelou. I mean, pretty badass, so. Each time a woman stands up for herself, she stands up for all women. And this morning is about celebrating that spirit, the women who lead, who innovate, who lift others up, and who continue to shape the future of business in our community. It's truly, truly an honor to be here with the Sault Ste. Marie Chamber of Commerce and to help guide all of us through what I know will be an inspiring morning. So welcome to the Difference Makers, Women in Business celebration. It's in celebration of International Women's Day, which I know I don't need to tell probably 99% of you that it's this Sunday, but it's in the script. So it's this Sunday. Tell your friends. If they don't know, tell the guys in your life, hey, Sunday, I'm not doing anything. You know when you do the football thing, I'm going to do the football thing for me and watch Heated Rivalry. Okay. There we go. Fantastic. I haven't seen it yet. I know, I'm waiting for Sunday. Okay. I would like to thank you for joining us this morning on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and our Women in Business sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, of course, Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation, OLG. Love that. Still waiting for my winner Gagnon on my phone, but that's okay. Yes, right? More than $2 or free play. I'll take $20. Our Athena Leadership Award sponsor, Sioux College. Our Athena Young Professional Award sponsor, Enbridge. And our proud chamber community sponsors, Scotiabank, Cavanna Fine Photography, and of course, Delta Hotels by Marriott, Sault Ste. Marie Waterfront. Now you're gonna get a little bit of an arm workout. So if you were scheduling some Pilates today, hold off, because we're gonna be applauding women all morning long. So let's hear it one more time. Just some practice. There we go. Love it. Sault Ste. Marie is home to so many talented and knowledgeable women of vision. And this year we have another fantastic lineup for you, empowering women who work within our community and who give and have agreed to share their experiences, their stories, their successes, their failures, and more with us today. Individually, they are unique in their careers. They're from different backgrounds, but they have one thing in common. They are the difference makers in the community, as the name of this morning's event would suggest, whether through the job or because they have made a conscious decision to tackle a unique challenge. Each of them is bringing something right here to our community, and they are delivering change for the better, and they are making a difference. Once again this year, in true celebration of women, women in business, and diversity, we have chosen to host this event in celebration of International Women's Day, which, again, another reminder, Sunday. Okay? Heated rivalry day, whatever you want to call it. Each year on International Women's Day, women around the world celebrate the social, economic, cultural, political achievements of women and choose a theme to focus on. This year's theme is Give to Gain. When we give, we gain. Sounds simple. Together, let's help forge gender equality through abundant giving. The International Women's Day 2026 Give to Gain campaign encourages a mindset of generosity and collaboration. Give to Gain emphasizes the power of reciprocity and support. When people, organizations, communities give generously, opportunities and support for women increase. Giving is not a subtraction. It's intentional multiplication. When women thrive, we all rise. Whether through donations, knowledge, resources, infrastructure, visibility, advocacy, education, training, mentoring, or time, contributing to women's advancements helps create a more supportive and interconnected world. What will you give to gain gender equality? We can all give our support to gain advancement for women and for girls. As individuals, giving support means calling out stereotypes, challenging discrimination, questioning bias, celebrating women's success, and so much more. Sharing our knowledge and encouragement with others is also key. So thank you to each and every one of you for showing up today. And I want to also thank internationalwomensday.com for sharing those points and so much more. I truly encourage you to go and check out internationalwomensday.com. Fantastic resources for you to share with your friends, family, teams, community, and those who just need to know. Now, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce a woman in this community who is no stranger to any single person in this room. She's a mover, she's a shaker, she's a mentor, and she inspires me daily. That would be Lene Fregomini. President Sault Ste. Marie Chamber of Commerce to bring us the land acknowledgement and greetings.
Well, thank you for the warm introduction, but Casey inspires me. So, as do all of you, I just want to take a moment and pause and welcome all you beautiful people to this fine morning breakfast. And I look forward to sharing everything with you this morning. To begin, I'd like to acknowledge and recognize that we are holding this meeting on the traditional, territorial, and ancestral lands of the Ojibwe people from the Garden River and Batchewana First Nations. To the Anishinaabe people, this sacred and spiritual place has been known since time immemorial as Bawatang. We wish to honor the original people on this part of Turtle Island, along with the many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people, as we recognize their homelands in the spirit of partnership and reconciliation. Miigwech. As president of the Sault Ste. Marie Chamber of Commerce, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the 26th annual Women in Business Breakfast event today. We come together to celebrate the incredible contributions of our local women in business and leadership, recognizing their impact on our workplaces, communities, and industries. This event is an opportunity to learn, connect, and inspire one another as we continue working towards a more equitable and inclusive future. I want to extend a special welcome to all the Athena Leadership Award and Athena Young Professional Award nominees that are here in attendance today. Just take a moment and recognize all those people. I know there was a list that went out. Let's just give them a round of applause this morning. The win is in the nomination, so thank you so much. On behalf of the Chamber, I'd like to thank our sponsors, our speakers, and all of you for joining us. We're excited for the conversations that are ahead of us this morning and the opportunity to accelerate action in support of women in business. Thank you and enjoy today's event.
Another round of applause for Lene. Now I want to, again, there's going to be a lot of clapping. We can't get sick of that. We're celebrating amazing women today, so we need to continue the clapping and the celebrating. And I would like to thank OLG for their ongoing support of this annual event. Once again, this year, OLG has graciously joined us as our presenting sponsor. OLG has deep roots in this community of Sault Ste. Marie, a major employer and contributor to our local economy for more than 30 years. OLG continues to demonstrate a strong commitment to communities across the province, like ours, providing not just much needed community revenue, but by helping support events that bind communities and bring people together, like Bon Sioux, Rotary Fest, and of course today's event, the Difference Makers, Women in Business Breakfast. Yeah, I love that. OLG's commitment to advancing opportunities and equality for women in the workplace and embracing diversity is evident throughout our community. And we appreciate your support and your efforts. So a round of applause for OLG. Honestly, so great to have them in our community. And I would like to call upon Jennifer Edgar, VP People and Culture at OLG.
All right, hello everyone. Oh, taller. There we go. Okay, so welcome to the Sault Ste. Marie Chamber of Commerce Women in Business Breakfast. I'm Jennifer Edgar, VP People and Culture at OLG. So thank you to the Chamber for hosting this very special event. OLG is thrilled to be a presenting sponsor. I want to thank the fantastic panelists for being here today. I'm looking forward to hearing your personal insights, experiences, and perspectives. And congratulations to all the nominees of this year's Athena Leadership Award. Thank you for all you're doing to help others, particularly women, realize their full leadership potential. Canadian politician and activist Rosemary Brown once said, "We must open doors, and we must see that they remain open so that others can pass through." And that's what this event is all about and why it's so important. It's a chance to come together to support, inspire, and encourage one another, and to celebrate changemakers in our community today who are paving the way for leaders of tomorrow. And it does fit nicely with the theme of International Women's Day, which is Give to Gain. I believe all of us can be a source of encouragement, inspiration to other women in organizations and community. And when we give a little of ourselves, our time, knowledge, and support, we can make a positive difference for women personally, professionally, or both. Because when women thrive, we all rise. Thank you again to the Chamber of Commerce and to all of you for being here today. And on behalf of OLGers, I'd like to wish you a very happy International Women's Day.
Keep the round of applause going for Jennifer. Fantastic. So great to have people like Jennifer in our community. Now, today marks the 26th annual Sault Ste. Marie Chamber of Commerce Women in Business event. Now, this is my third year emceeing this event. Some of you are like, oh, she's back again. But that's okay. But I know that there's women in here who came to the very first difference makers. Put your hands up if that is you. Wow. Fantastic. Now put your hands up if this is your first difference makers. That's what I really love to see. More and more women showing up and coming to this is fantastic. So if you saw the women who, with their hands up first, put those hands up again for me. Karen, I know you're one. Yep. Go and talk to those women, because those are the true difference makers in our community. Now, this event has continued to be one of the Chamber's most popular annual events, one of my favorite events of the year, and we are so pleased to have more than, I think, 300 professionals of all ages, all backgrounds, coming together to celebrate the accomplishments and the achievements of women making an impact here in the Soo. A special thank you to some of the guys here today. I don't know if you guys remember. Yeah, okay, well, yeah, we'll give them a one. We'll give them one today. That's it. No, I'm kidding. But thank you so much to the men in our lives who show up for us as well. The mentors, partners, colleagues, allies. We appreciate you showing up. We really do. Because real leadership isn't about who has the most seats at the table. It's about who makes room for others to sit down. Now, there are so many reasons for the ongoing success of this event. You, our guests, you find time in your hectic schedules. Did I mention today's a PD day? Okay, didn't help. And of course, yeah, the stories, I can hear them. So the coffee is definitely needed. Keep it coming. And of course, our generous sponsors who provide us with so much needed support to ensure that this event grows each and every year. And I see more and more hands up each and every year when I ask that question, is this the first time that you've attended the Difference Makers? So thank you to our sponsors so much. And without your attendance and without the sponsor partnership of various capacities, success would be more difficult to achieve. We all need a village, right? We've already met today's panel moderator this morning, and I'm going to invite Lene back to the front. Now, Lene, you may want to take your time getting up here because I love to chat about you, so that's what I'm going to do. Everyone cozy up, because I'm ready to talk about one of my favorite people in our community. Lene is an advanced planner at Arthur Funeral Home, Barton and Kitely Chapel, who has years of community service behind her. She has been described as someone whose community outreach is second to none. She leaps at every opportunity to assist, organize, to plan, to get others involved, to say nothing of the countless volunteer hours she's dedicated beyond her regular work schedule is wild. I don't know how you do it, but you make it look so easy. So the following are just a handful of some of the various agencies and community events that have benefited from her involvement. Bandettes, all-girl drum and bugle corps. Yeah, we're gonna cheer for every single one of these. We have to. 24-hour relay, the Rotary Club, Dragon Boat Festival, Sue Sings for Kids, Crime Stoppers, the YMCA, both school boards, the Lung Association, where she received the agency's Meritorious Service Award and was named their Volunteer of the Year. And yes, I have more bullet points about Lene, okay? The Cancer Society, the Lions Club, the United Way, just to name a few. She herself is an Athena Leadership Award recipient and is currently serving, yes, Sherry, yes. And is currently serving as the president of the Sault Ste. Marie Chamber of Commerce. It's Lene. It's Lene. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And that's just our moderator, right? Then we have Nelda Rimmer, a longtime community connector and local sales professional. She began her career in advertising sales in 1978 as a classified clerk at the Sault Ste. Through her dedication, leadership, commitment to her clients, we can clap for that. That's pretty fantastic. I told you, you won't need Pilates. Through her dedication, leadership, commitment to her clients, what began as an entry-level position quickly grew into a long and successful career. Nelda moved up into a management position and later into outside sales, where her natural passion for helping people achieve their goals truly shone. Nelda was not only one of the first women in leadership in the company, but also held the title of top sales representative for several years running. Take that, boys. After 38 years with the company, she took a bold leap of faith. Upon meeting with Village Media's CEO and being inspired by the company's strong local focus and deep commitment to building real community relationships, she began the next chapter of her career at Sault today in 2016. Now, in 2019, she accepted the role of regional sales manager for Village Media's North region. She now leads a talented sales team that helps local businesses share their message with Sault Ste. Marie's largest local audience, while also supporting important reinvestment initiatives, such as Random Acts of Kindness, Community Builders Awards, and community match fundraising campaigns. Having worked in the industry for, let me get this right. 48 years. Let me say that again. 48 years, Nelda takes great pride in being part of the positive change she has witnessed. When she began her career, there were almost, 200 employees at the Sault Ste? No women in management, shocking no one in this room. Today, at Village Media, women hold eight senior management positions. Yes. A true reflection of how far things have come. Now, Nelda's love for the Sioux and her belief in supporting local business continues to inspire the work she does each and every day. Now, that's just one of your panelists. I have two more, so a round of applause for Nelda Rimmer. Okay, Theresa Mudge. Healthcare leader extraordinaire, educator, community builder, guided by a simple belief. When we give our time, care, our leadership, everyone gains. Stronger people, stronger organizations, and stronger communities. With more than 20 years of leadership experience across hospitals, hospice, post-secondary sectors, She has led major strategic initiatives, national accreditations, and multi-million-dollar fundraising efforts. She currently serves as professor and coordinator of the Healthcare Leadership Program at Sault College, where she empowers future leaders. She's going to do that for us today, for sure. To think boldly, act with integrity, and elevate those around them. A certified health executive, she's passionate about developing others, building high-performing cultures, and creating lasting community impact. She's also a proud mom, long-distance runner, for sure, who brings the same spirit of resilience and purpose to every aspect of her life. Round of applause for Theresa Mudge. Now, our third panelist, Theresa Martone. Yes. Now, her career has always been rooted in service and shaped by a belief learned early on. It's all about relationships, even as the settings evolved. Trained in software development during the Y2K era. Who remembers that? Whew. I still get a jump scare when I see Y2K. She began her career at the forefront of the digital shift before spending 20 years in senior client service roles within the advertising and marketing industry in Vancouver and also in Toronto. There, she worked with global brands, witnessed firsthand the disruption that reshaped modern business. Over time, she's found herself increasingly drawn to purpose-driven work within the nonprofit sector. Ultimately, she chose to return home to the Soo. As I feel like that's the curse, right? The people call it the Soo curse. You leave, but you always find your way back home. And we're so glad that she's made her way back home to be in our community. Now, she now serves as executive director of the Sault Area Hospital Foundation, where for more than 7 years, she has led a relationship-driven approach to fundraising with a dynamic team, strengthening connections across Algoma, and raising millions of dollars annually to support outstanding patient care at Sault Area Hospital. Round of applause for that. Now, she's also contributed her leadership to several board of directors, including the Group Health Center, Sault Community Career Center, and currently with the Canadian Mental Health Association, Algoma. She believes deeply in using professional skills for good, building relationships that last, and listening when your work begins to point you towards your purpose. Lene, panelists, I cannot wait. The floor is yours.
Can we just take a quick moment and a huge round of applause for my friend Casey. She's amazing, and thank you for all that you do. I also want to take a quick moment to welcome our friends from the Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan Chamber of Commerce that are joining us here today. So welcome and thank you for being here as a part of our morning. All right, ladies, are you ready for this? I have to say I got a lot of emails from them saying, hey, can you be nice, be kind, take it easy on us? I had to just do that, just break the ice and let it happen. All right, so this year, Give to Gain is the theme for women in business and focuses on mentorship, collaboration, networking, and the idea that supporting others ultimately drives one's own personal growth and success. So, I love that they gave me two people with the same first name. If any of you know me, names are my nemesis. So, Theresa Martone. When you hear the theme, Give to Gain, what does it mean to you personally and professionally? your friends have to share with you.
Good morning. Is it on? Yes. Good morning. I'm so excited to be here, first of all. Before we get into this, I'm honored to be asked. And I brought notes because those that know me know that I tend to ramble a lot in the morning. So trying to avoid this turning into a TED Talk. But Lene is here to keep us on track. So I have my notes to keep me on track, just so you know they're in my hands, and I'm glad we see other papers at the panel here. So when I first heard the theme, I actually paused. It feels a little transactional, right? So when I first thought about it, it seems like it's transactional. And that's not how I lead myself professionally and personally. And I started my career in the private sector, as those that you know, where performance and outcomes mattered. That was really what mattered. Relationships did to some extent, but I wasn't really in the way that I wanted it to. Over time, I realized that I wanted to get involved in work that relationships were at the heart of what they were. So I still hold high expectations, and I'll say this a few times, my entire team is in the room today, so I am honest and exposed up here. And they will call me out on it. So, and I'll also add the give to gain is important because this is the first type of talk I'm doing like this because it is very vulnerable and truthful. So even personally, give to gain, you help people get involved, you help mentor people, you allow them a voice to be heard. So giving isn't necessarily just an exchange, right? It's an investment in people, and that investment and that gain grows over time. It's not something that happens immediately. So we invest in those to gain together.
Thank you. So, Theresa, can you share a moment in your career or life when giving time, mentorship, opportunity, or advocacy led to unexpected growth or gain?
Absolutely. So I also have notes just in case. The fear for me is I sit up here and I blank out in front of all of you. So it was when I was leading Arch Hospice once upon a time. At the last minute, I was asked to be a panelist in front of 1,000 people 2 months before medical assistance in dying was about to be implemented. Massive social policy change in Canada. There were no frameworks. Professional colleges like the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario, like the Nurses Professional College, et cetera, didn't even have guiding frameworks. The night before, groups were yelling at each other because tensions were really, really high, emotions were really, really high. And what I have embraced in my life and career is when I feel that discomfort or I feel fear, when I want to say no, I always say yes. So in that moment, I said, yes, I will do it. So the morning of the panel, we were sitting up here, 4 of us, Dr. James Downer, like a well-known physician lead in this space, a bioethicist, a lawyer, and me, representing the CEO Voice from Sault Ste. Marie, spoke. But what I immediately noticed is no one there go the papers, no one, I'll get them in a minute, was standing up and uniting the crowd. So I stood up and I just shared with people, no matter what we think individually, we all own this. This will happen. So how do we move forward together? So the gain that I learned from that was, oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. That's so nice.
Supporting women.
Yeah. Thank you. What I took from that was there will be times when we're called to these times and spaces of we don't know the path. But it's taking the reins and being able, I hope you can all hear me, being able to stand up and unite the group. So I really loved that moment. And there are a couple people, Julie Primo, I believe, is one, who was with me that day, and I felt very supported. So that's my story.
Awesome, I love it. I love that you give yourself permission to say yes. All right, Nelda. What have you gained personally or professionally from mentoring somebody else?
Well, personally, I would say that mentoring somebody else means a lot more than hitting any sales target, and that is my job, so that says a lot for mentoring. It's really great how many friends I've made throughout the years through mentoring. Keep in mind, mentoring doesn't always have to be between a boss and their employee. Mentoring can be two women just supporting each other. Maybe going for a walk on your lunch hour and using each other as a sounding board. So that would be my personal reasons, but my professional reasons are I've just learned a lot from the young women that I work with. They give me a whole new perspective on what it's like to be a young woman in the workforce right now, and that's been really helpful, more helpful than you can imagine. So thank you, team.
I love through everything, even your introduction, Nelda just kept capturing the gaze of her team over there. So I know she's very engulfed in supporting all of you. So that's wonderful. All right. So, Theresa Mudge, what is a specific instance where helping another woman in business with no immediate expectation of return resulted in a long-term benefit for both of you?
Yeah, so I think of one of my current colleagues, Rebecca Kewen. So what I've found is one of the most meaningful parts of practice is when someone reaches out, we say yes. So when I left the Sault Area Hospital, I left an amazing role, so a Chief Risk and Quality Officer. And Rebecca called me up. She was new to Sault Ste. Marie. She had moved here with her husband and was taking on the role. And I, offered some advice, gave her some tips, and I didn't know her, but I maintained a connection for the first year, recognizing that we all need help. Fast forward 10 years, and to my delight and surprise, there was Rebecca Kewen in the academic space at Sault College. So I love these moments when, we give generously. We never know truly the impact that we will have on others. And the delight for me, and there is someone in this room who was one of the students that I've mentored, and I love to see when people then give that to others, when it comes full circle. So when we give of ourselves, and there are beneficiaries, because we don't ever come to this table alone, and then we see those that we've supported along the way helping others. I think that's the point. And that for me is the delight and the joy that I get from giving.
Fabulous, thank you. Okay, Nelda, what is the best way to approach a potential mentor to offer value rather than just asking for help?
Well, it's all about nurturing relationships, and that's something that we say a lot in sales. Actually, if you're going to approach a mentor, think about what you can bring to the table. You probably think, oh, there's nothing I can bring to the table, but there actually is. Maybe it's help with a social platform. Maybe it's just giving your perspective as a younger person in an office. Maybe it's helping a senior leader with spreadsheets. Thank you, Table 21. The best mentoring comes when there's giving and learning from both people.
Thank you. I do the same thing. Okay, Theresa Martone, what non-negotiables do you have when offering help to ensure it remains a give-to-gain scenario rather than just giving away your power?
This is a great question. Non-negotiables are always great, and I encourage everyone to reflect and think what their non-negotiables are. It preserves our energy and our strength to be able to continue to give. So when I offer help, whether someone's navigating a challenge or evaluating a career change or maybe growth in some fashion, there are non-negotiables that I do have, and I've distilled it to 3 of them. The first one is clarity. Know what you're asking for and why, and that shows respect for both, for time and intention. The second non-negotiable would be effort. Come forward with your ideas and your thinking, because growth doesn't happen when someone else does it for you. And the third non-negotiable is balance. I believe deeply in high standards and accountability, and my instinct is to also want to go in and offer that help or jump in and solve. But over time, I'm learning to sit back and ask questions. What do you think? What's your recommendation? Show me your work so far. Builds far more confidence and capability than me just taking over. So I believe Give to Gain, as this year's theme is, it only works when support strengthens, doesn't replace it.
Thank you. So, Nelda, how do you define the difference between mentoring, giving advice, and sponsoring, giving opportunities, and why are they both crucial?
Well, mentoring or giving advice, I consider as the heart-to-heart talk that you have with a female colleague, maybe just helping her measuring up at work, whereas sponsoring is more giving opportunity. It's more of an action, maybe helping to put her in the room. Both would be equally important because mentoring will build the woman, but sponsoring will build the career.
That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, we'll pause for a second on that. You ready? Theresa Martone. How can senior leaders ensure that they're not just mentoring, but actively advocating for women in decision-making spaces?
I don't know if this is a hot seat or a hot flash, but yeah, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. It was mentioned Y2K as my formal study, so that gives a little bit of context. So, in all seriousness, thank goodness for papers. So advice happens privately, and advocacy happens publicly. So, thank you for that. Thank you, table one. Yes. So in our organization, that's meant that ensuring our finance lead presents budget and financial statements to the board and committees. Or our communications lead is sitting at leadership tables with the hospital when I'm not there. Or an individual who started in reception is now owning governance with such authority and competence. It's our external partners sharing that she's done the work, she needs to be in the room to talk about it. This conversation is framed around women in business, but the representation hasn't always been equal, and that's real. But for me, advocacy is using my position to open doors and then preparing them to succeed while inside.
Thank you. I think my friend Theresa's been doing a little bit of training with my friend Tim while in the office, because she's pretty funny. Oh my gosh. All right, Theresa, Mudge, Theresa. What is the biggest lesson you learned the hard way and that you are now trying to teach the next generation?
So I'm going to choose my words carefully, hence the glasses here, because this is a very vulnerable one for me to express to you. But it was to recognize my own value and being able to step into opportunities when they arose. So earlier in my career, I was doing work at the director level, but hadn't yet formally stepped into that role. And I believed that advancement would naturally follow competence, working hard, performing well, achieving outcomes. And I decided to accept the executive director position at Arch Hospice and left the hospital with that context. So the experience that I've had, that I now, or wisdom that I love to share with others is don't wait for permission to grow. If you're ready to lead, take the opportunity, bet on yourself, and step forward. So for me, life is really about, or I choose consciously to try to be net positive. I'm not always perfect in that, but if we follow the truth of what we feel, I think we can only do good for that. That's all I'll say about that, yeah.
I think a lot of what keeps coming up here, everybody in the room is relating to. So thank you, ladies. It's a lot of great information and moments for pause. Theresa Martone, how can women in male-dominated industries create safe, supportive, give-to-gain communities?
This is a tough question. I think they're all tough questions, but the seat gets hotter as I'm sitting in it. I've the same as you, Theresa. I'm keeping my notes because my words need to be precise. My tired team's here today. There's some vulnerability in answering this question, for sure. Vulnerability and honesty. The field I work in now is healthcare and philanthropy, and it's largely female-dominated. But I started my career in the private sector, where I was most often in male-dominated rooms, 20 years or more. So I learned to survive in those spaces being tough and direct and performance-driven. You didn't talk about feelings. You weren't soft. You proved yourself through output, and you echoed what you saw at the table. That's the truth. But that experience did teach me resilience and discipline, which are great values to have, but it also taught me and showed me what was missing. I'm learning I don't have to choose between strength and authenticity. Safe, supportive communities don't mean lowering standards. They mean expanding what leadership looks like. It's possible to be decisive and empathetic, direct and collaborative, high-performing and human. The women and allies, when they model that range, it changes the tone of the room. For me, building safe, build-to-gain environments means using strength to advocate for others. It means sharing visibility, sharing information, choosing collaboration over competition. I love that. But this is where give to gain certainly becomes cultural. That's important.
Theresa, how can men and allies actively give in ways that genuinely elevate women rather than dominate the narrative?
I love this question. Also, one of the more challenging ones for me, but I'll start with saying that allyship is essential in building supportive communities. So I am a firm believer in it starts with us first, right? So think about how can we each be allies for each other and recognize who in our space would benefit from an ally, right? So I think that applies in every context. So I'm gonna respond to this with respect, like more expansively. I feel more comfortable that way. So having the courage to live our values, being first and foremost, even despite the temptation for short-term wins, for, I would say, peace that, like false harmony and quiet or comfortable peace is really, really important. Always being willing to speak the truth. So I consciously like to surround myself with people who are wickedly honest, because I don't believe we get better without truth tellers in our midst. And I know that can be really uncomfortable, but I feel greater comfort in being that, but also receiving that. So if we can be that for others, like with respect and recognizing what others are sensitive to and can tolerate, I think that's really important. So I think allies can advocate for as said previously, who's not in the room, create space for sharing different perspectives. In leadership, I've seen the temptation to surround oneself with like-minded individuals, but the risk here is echo chambers, less diversity of thought or challenge, and I think it's really healthy and really important to surround ourselves and our teams in that way. So when we widen the circle intentionally, I think that's really positive progress.
Nelda, how do you actively lift other women up as you climb the corporate or leadership ladder?
Well, I try to give credit where credit is due. I try to introduce them to the right people. I have been working since I was a teenager in inside sales, and now I'm a senior citizen in a senior management position. So I know all about climbing the corporate. Climbing the corporate ladder and how difficult it can be. I would say just be true to yourself and just keep working hard, and you'll see amazing results.
Thank you. Theresa Mudge, in your experience, what happens culturally when within an organization when leaders model generous support for women?
I believe that, or what I've learned is when we believe in others, they rise to our belief in that, they rise to our belief in them. So the starting point really, really matters. So when women are actively supported, it does create the psychological safety. And that to me is a precondition for thriving, a thrive state versus, a survive state, so to speak. So I think it's a powerful signal that talent will be recognized, voices will be heard, and in that environment, people will feel empowered, they will take smart risks, they will speak up, they will grow. The research also shows that generosity generosity of spirit also creates stronger trust networks, it deepens collaboration, and it leads to higher performance. So I think no matter how we look at this, it makes sense. It's the right thing to do. So when people will share more freely, and we can create a more positive space. So through time, I think this can become embedded and normalized, and it becomes intentional rather than inspirational, and it's the action piece that's really key.
Thank you. Nelda, how can we as leaders create a culture where giving back is part of the professional development path?
I didn't think I'd get asked this question because I thought we'd run out of time. So I'm so happy to answer this question. It has to start from the top, and I am very fortunate in that I work for Sault today. I'm sure everybody in this room is familiar with our Random Acts of Kindness, our 12 Days of Christmas, our match initiatives, our Community Builders Awards. I can go on and on about all the wonderful things that the company I work for does. And that kind of trickles down to the people, the women and the men on our staff that realize how important it is to give back to this community. We also have a program called our Villager Volunteer Program, where we give up to 10 hours of paid work time for people to volunteer for local charities, which is really an amazing thing in giving back to the community. If you don't have something like that in your organization, then I suggest that you bring it maybe to a senior leader or a senior manager and suggest that you do that. That's a way of really giving back to the community, and it's something that you can spearhead.
Bravo for that. Okay. Theresa, Theresa Martone, Theresa. How can companies create infrastructures that encourage knowledge sharing, sponsorship, and visibility for women?
Tough question. Well, in my experience, culture doesn't change through encouragement alone. It changes through structure. So we're going to the other side of the brain for a moment. If we want knowledge sharing, sponsorship, and visibility to be real, we have to design for it so it's not just aspirational. It means creating deliberate opportunities for people to step into rooms they wouldn't normally be in. It means rotating who presents. It means inviting emerging leaders to board and committee tables. It means publicly crediting work, not just the outcomes. It also means, though, building clarity around growth, sharing possible paths forward for your team, offering encouragement when people pursue development of new skills, and offering opportunities that you see for them, and just not assuming that they'll figure it out on their own. One of the biggest shifts for me as a leader was realizing if I held every relationship, every meeting, every presentation, every decision so tightly, I was actually limiting my organization's capacity. Table 19, hear that. I'm owning it, yes. So when you intentionally redistribute visibility and responsibility, you create infrastructure for growth. And here's the key. Sponsorship isn't just endorsement, it's advocacy. It's saying someone's name when they're not in the room. It's backing them publicly. It's stepping aside so they can lead, even when it can be faster to do it yourself. Also, table 19. And design requires leaders willing to let others rise. Some of the strongest growth I've seen in my team wasn't because I mentored them well, it's because I got the hell out of the way.
So I have one last question for each of you ladies. In your career journey, what would be the theme song that would represent you and reflect your path as a leader? Nelda, what's your theme song?
Well, my career theme song is also my life theme song. Probably most of you in this room won't even recognize the song because it's 20 years old. It's called Anyway by Martine McBride. So Anyway is a song about perseverance and persistence. You know, sometimes the world can be a very difficult place, but you really gotta do it anyway. In a world where women seem to give and maybe gain nothing back, don't give up, keep giving. On a personal note, I was 55 years old when I left a job that I'd been at for 38 years, and I was terrified. But I did it anyway, and it ended up being the best career choice of my life. And on a more recent note, a couple of months ago, I was asked to speak in front of 300 women at a business breakfast, and I thought, oh, you know what? I'm in sales. I'm good at talking, but this is a little bit too much for me. But I did it anyway, and I have to say it's been an amazing experience speaking in front of all of you. So thank you.
All right, Theresa, what's yours?
Yeah, so let's see if people know the song that I think characterizes as well as you, Nelda, not only my career, but my life. My Way by Frank Sinatra. It's like what I want played at my funeral. Not that I'll know, but as a typical Taurus, I can be a little bit stubborn. But people thought they couldn't understand why I left a CEO job at 39 years old. I did it because that felt like the right thing to do for me. I did everything I could. I stepped out of the way. I created space for others to shine. That made sense for me at that time in my life. So, the song, if you listen to the lyrics, talks about I've made mistakes. I've made mistakes. We all do. And the joy that I have is that, and I would say my superpower is authenticity is really important to me. And I lived, and even though I, could have been tempted or it was the easier path to do otherwise, I guided myself with integrity. That's all I have. So I can hold my head high and be happy with what I've done in my career. And likewise, I was a little bit nervous when Dawn reached out. I thought, ooh, should I do this? I'm a little bit nervous. Yes, I will. Yeah, but it's been a joy, so thank you.
Go ahead, Theresa.
And I thought I was going to be picking an old song that no one would know. And for my closer circle that's in the room, you'll know that I'm also an intermediate musician. So this was actually a harder question, and I went around my musical playlist to figure out what it was. So my song is Soul Shine by the Allman Brothers. The Allman Brothers version. And I'll give you and I wrote this on a recipe card this morning so I could jot this down. So I've learned that leadership isn't about having all the answers or being in the spotlight. That's the first piece. It's about staying true and rooted in your values, especially when things get hard. And throughout your leadership career, shit's gonna get hard. It will. It will, absolutely. But when your inner light is steady, you can help others see theirs. Soul Shine.
Want to know my song? I'm just going to quickly, my song was Trustful by Pink. So I took a big leap in my career later in life, and there's just all kinds of things that happened earlier in my career and later, but it was a Trustful. So I think that's my anthem. I'm gonna have a big ask of everybody in the room. Get on your socials and just post the name of a song. No explanation, nothing. Put your anthem out there today, ladies. Get it out there and share it with everybody. I want to thank the panel today. Thank you. Theresa, and Nelda. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for letting me host your panel today. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Another round of applause for our panelists, Nelda, Theresa, Lene. Wow. Yes, stand up for these incredible women in our community. They deserve it. Fantastic. Oh boy. How amazing is that? So I have some things that I wrote down, and I feel like maybe they're kind of in your brain too. Mentoring builds the woman, sponsoring builds the career, from Nelda. That was amazing. We have opening doors, preparing them for when they're inside. That was also amazing. And also, bet on yourself. So Sherry, we are probably gonna get some t-shirts together. So I'll be giving SK Group a call because those are amazing. A round of applause for our panelists. Amazing, inspiring, as always. Lene asked me what my anthem is. I have no clue. I play so much music on the radio that I'm just like, oh, everything's fantastic. But it's probably gonna be like a Dolly Parton song, to be quite honest with you. 9 to 5, I don't know. Something about kicking down doors and taking names. That's just what I like. Okay. Typical Scorpios. Theresa said that she's a Taurus. I was like, okay, well, we're dropping those. All right. But today we would further celebrate women in business. Of course, that's what we're here for, by honoring two of our peers with the Athena Young Professional Award and the Athena Leadership Award. Ooh, can you feel the buzz in the room? Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, a little round of applause. That's great. Both of these awards are presented by the Sault Ste. Marie Chamber of Commerce through its affiliation with Athena International, an internationally recognized nonprofit organization founded in 1982. Its mission? To support, honor, develop women leaders, and promote inclusive leadership worldwide. Karen Bird, no stranger to anyone in this room, no stranger to this community. Talk about a badass. Karen herself is an Athena Award recipient, past president of our local chamber. She's the CEO of Batchewana First Nations of Ojibways and the founder and president of Nonkandin, Knowing Your Truth. But more than that, Karen is a current member of the board of directors of Athena International, currently serving as chair-elect. I would like to call on Karen to come on up and say a few words.
Morning, ladies. That panel was absolutely amazing. My favorite one. And so I'm here to give a quick shout out to the Athena program that we're going to be starting at the end of the month, and also to talk a little bit about a conference that Athena International is having this year. I was sitting with a group of Indigenous women in our 4th Indigenous Athena cohort that I've started. And last night we were talking about building relationships, was the principle that we were working on. And we've paired that with one of our grandfather teachings of respect. And it was really a great pairing together of how do you even build relationships with another person if you don't have respect for yourself, right? We often think about that building relationships as focusing on the other person, but really those things come from within. You can't build that respectful relationship with others if you don't value, as we've heard, we don't value ourselves, we don't give ourselves that worth. And as we were listening to all of the panelists and the sound bites and the nuggets and the things that are going to resonate with us for weeks to come, all of those things are the things that we talk about at the Athena program through our 8 enlightened leadership principles. So a quick hands up for all the ladies in the room that have been through the program. Up high, right? Let's give those ladies a round of applause. Thank you so much. We're starting another cohort on March 31st. We've been dabbling with the time that we're going to do them. So this year it's going to be in the evening. We've done in the middle of the day. We've done all different things to try and figure out what is the best time for people. So this year, and where's Bob? Is he in the room? Okay. I'm probably going to get stuff wrong, so correct me if I do. Tuesday, March 31st is the start from 6 until 8 p.m. It goes for 10 weeks. It will be in person. We're going to have it at OLG, so there's a room off to the side, a great meeting room. Oh, okay, Gateway Casino. I knew there was going to be an error in there somewhere. So please, if you've even thought about doing it, go and check out the website, register. There's a video there of myself, and I'm explaining the 8 principles. It's just an amazing, life-changing program. And any of the ladies that have been through the program can attest to that and share with you the camaraderie, the relationships, the lasting learnings that you take with you in your career and that you can share with others. So I really encourage you to check out the program. Second is the Athena Conference. So this will be our 2nd annual conference that Athena International is hosting. This year it's in Universal City, Los Angeles, January 28, 29, 30. We won't talk about how things are in the US right now. We'll just keep our fingers crossed that by that time everything is going to be beautiful and it will be a very welcoming place for people to visit. We have an amazing, amazing lineup of speakers, and we're handing out some global and international awards there as well. And don't tell anybody, but Michelle Obama hopefully will be accepting the nomination that we've given for her. So that will be an amazing event. So I just wanted to say miigwech to everybody that's shown up tonight. So I was one of the ladies that put my hand up of being here from the very original Women in Business Breakfast. I remember standing at a podium just like this because at the time I was working for RBC, and we sponsored the very first one, and there was maybe 40 women in the room. And I was saying, so if we just keep supporting one another and keep doing this for women, someday this room is going to be full and it's going to be packed. And here we are Awesome. Thank you.
Here we are indeed. Thank you, Karen, so much for those words. My pen fell. That's okay. We're going to keep rolling. I'd like to take a few minutes to review the Chamber's Athena Leadership Award and Athena Young Professional Award nomination and evaluation process. So nominations, and we got their awards right here, the hardware. Nominations for both awards were open to the public, and nominees were notified and invited to submit a nomination package if they wished to let their nomination stand. All final nomination packages were submitted to independent evaluation panels composed of previous Athena Leadership and Young Professional Award recipients. These judging panels form a group of individuals with exceptional integrity and business experience across a variety of sectors. Judges were required to declare any conflict of interest. Each category was scored by no less than 6 judges. Submissions were assessed through a numeric scoring process and measured on the nominee's ability to demonstrate their qualifications against the award criteria. The recipient is determined by the nominee receiving the highest combined average of panelist scores. We would like to thank our judges for volunteering their time. That sounds like a big commitment, but thank you so much, and ensuring that proper processes were followed. So before we announce the award recipients, we would like to recognize all the incredible nominees for this award. If you were nominated, stand up. We're going to cheer for you. Let's do it as I continue. So yeah, you are. Chamber, taken aback by the number of responses. Look at them. Woo, woo, woo. Love to see it. Incredible women. The Chamber absolutely taken aback by the response that they got this year, furthering what we already know, that women are awesome. And we're so happy to have them in our community. And there's so many contributing women and their contributions here in our community that are just astounding and inspiring. And we are so lucky to have some fantastic local women. These nominees are true champions of our community, our business landscape, and it would not look the same without them. So thank you to those who nominated, and thank you to our nominees. We're now set to present the Athena Young Professional Leadership Award at this time. Could Sylvia Alvarez please come to the stage, Treasurer, Sault Ste. Marie Chamber of Commerce and member of the Strive Young Professionals Committee, to say just a few words and to present the Athena Young Professional Award, sponsored by our very good friends at Enbridge. Sylvia.
Good morning, everyone. I'm proud to be able to present this award today on behalf of Enbridge. The Chamber of Commerce extends its sincere thanks to Enbridge for sponsoring this award for the second year. Unfortunately, the entire Enbridge team is on training out of country this week. They send their best wishes to everyone in attendance, and their congratulations to both the nominees and the recipients in both award categories. Upon recognizing that their training schedule would not allow them to attend, they've asked us to ensure that their seats were provided to a group that would benefit from participating at this year's event. And we're pleased when the Chamber was able to connect with the Sault College business program and invite a contingent of students to join us this morning. So a warm welcome to our Sault College business students. We hope that you are enjoying the event and that you're able to learn a bit about the Chamber of Commerce and the amazing network of professionals that we have locally. So we hope that we will continue to see you involved in our community through events, advocacy, and other good work as you move into your various professions. Enbridge's commitment beyond infrastructure and energy. It extends into investing in people, leadership, and advancement of women in our community. We have some words from Enbridge that we'd like to share. Supporting the Athena Awards as a sponsor is a meaningful way to recognize excellence, mentorship, and the impact leaders have on our next generation. Strong communities are built on strong leaders. By attending this event, you are investing in women who lead, mentor, and raise the bar for all of us. Leadership matters, and supporting it matters even more. Your presence reflects your dedication not just to business, but to community partnership and empowerment. We are grateful for your support and proud to join you as part of the celebration. The Athena Young Professional Award recognizes emerging leaders, typically under the age of 40, who demonstrate excellence, creativity, and initiative in their professions while acting as role models for women and contributing to their communities. Founded in 2007 by Athena International, the award honors those striving for the highest levels of professional accomplishment. This year marks the third year that the Sault Ste. Marie Chamber has presented this award. We have 18 nominations this year. Our judges had their work cut out for them. But at the end, one nomination stood out. Many say that working in human resources means being part therapist, part lawyer, part party planner, part chaos coordinator, and so much more. It's never just one hat. It's several, often worn at the same time. That's exactly why Athena's Young Professional Award recipient loves what she does. Every day brings a new challenge and a new opportunity to grow, learn, and help someone. Her approach to leadership is grounded in empathy and pragmatism. She believes in adapting in those around her, lifting people up, and listening with intention. From guiding organizations through complex transitions like the Gateway Casino acquisition, to co-chairing the Sexual Violence Task Force at Algoma University, and leading multiple campus COVID-19 response initiatives. Our Young Professional Award recipient has constantly demonstrated her ability to lead through uncertainty while keeping people in the community at the forefront. Her dedication extends well beyond her professional role. She has devoted countless hours to volunteerism and community engagement, from supporting local charities like Christmas Cheer and the Humane Society, to mentoring women in their careers and serving on boards such as the Algoma Workforce Investment Corporation and the Minnesota Indigenous Workforce Initiative. She has used her expertise to create meaningful opportunities for others, helping women re-engage confidence, advance in leadership, and thrive in their professional lives. She is also a champion for workforce innovation and culture. At Helene, she has transformed the HR department into a fully stabilized, high-performing team supporting over 600 employees across Canada and the United States. She has modernized benefits, implemented robust wellness programs, and ensured equity, diversity, and inclusion are embedded in daily practices, showing that leadership is about building systems and structures and uplifting everyone. Through her mentorship, advocacy, and unwavering commitment to excellence, she has not only achieved remarkable professional success, but has also created a lasting impact on her colleagues, the women she supports, and the broader community. She exemplifies what it means to lead with integrity, courage, and compassion, setting an inspiring example for the next generation of leaders. Please join me in celebrating and congratulating this year's Athena Young Professional Award recipient, Brianne Pringle. Woo!
Go, girl. Thank you. Okay. I didn't come prepared. I saw the list and I actually texted one of the nominees who's a really close friend of mine, and I said, there's like 800 people nominated. This is crazy. So I apologize for that, but thank you so much. It's an honor to be nominated. I remember last year I was nominated, and it was Sunday afternoon, and I opened my email and I was like, Ava,
I can be Ava. This is not. I think about the people who have come before, the Ozma Vesnas, the Marty Stones, the Jane Amalos, and I'm like, I'm not that. Yeah. But I guess today shows that I can stand with those folks. I wouldn't be where I am today without the army of people behind me, my husband, my friends, my colleagues, the people who, as we heard today, did stand up in the room and make room for me. And I hope that and I didn't let those report cards when I was 5 years old and 12 years old that said I was too loud or I talked too much or I was too emotional, I didn't let that stop me. I wouldn't be where I am today if I wasn't too loud, if I wasn't too emotional. Because I want to make sure that people know that they're respected, that they're treated fairly, that we have systems in place to support them. And that's what it means to be in human resources. So I'm a little shocked. I wish I did come prepared. But congratulations to all those nominated. Thank you so much for this. I don't know what else I can say, so thank you.
I think I'm gonna cry because that was, what do you mean you're not prepared? That was like the best speech ever. I got 50 notes in front of me and I'm like, I haven't said anything that inspirational all morning. Another round of applause. Congratulations to Brianne Pringle. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Another round of applause. We can just keep going. Yeah. There we go. Okay. At this time, I would like to invite Katya Longo, Vice President Finance and Corporate Services at Sault College, to come forward because we have the Athena Leadership Award to hand out. This is another inspiring, I'm sure we're all gonna cry, but Katya, come on up to say a few words about the Athena Leadership Award.
Good morning. Happy International Women's Day. I'm honored to be here representing Sault College. Sault College has been a proud sponsor and supporter of the Athena Leadership Award for over 18 years. The Athena Leadership Award was inspired by the goddess of Greek mythology, known for her strength, courage, wisdom, and enlightenment. The award is presented to an individual who is honored for professional excellence, for community service, and for actively assisting women in strengthening their own leadership skills. This year, the Chamber of Commerce received 10 outstanding nominations for the Athena Leadership Award. Each nominee has demonstrated exceptional leadership, commitment to community service. We want to take a moment to celebrate all of the incredible women who were nominated. Each one is a shining example of dedication and achievement, and we are proud to honor their contributions to our wonderful community. All of them are truly deserving of recognition. This year's Athena Award recipient is a leader who truly embodies the spirit of the Athena Leadership Award. A woman whose professional excellence, community impact, and unwavering commitment to lifting other women has set her apart in every sense of the word. Her career spans more than 3 decades in policing, governance, and community leadership. From her early service with the Toronto Police Service to her leadership as sergeant and officer in charge with the Anishinaabe Police Service, she built a reputation for integrity, resilience, and innovation. She championed community-based, culturally responsive policing, strengthening trust, transparency, and accountability while ensuring victims and vulnerable individuals were supported with dignity and care. In 2023, she made history as the first female chief of the Garden River First Nation, entrusted with the well-being of nearly 4,000 community members. In this role, she navigates complex legal and policy landscapes while keeping community voices at the center of every decision. From advancing treaty rights advocacy to strengthening governance systems and service delivery, her leadership is both strategic and deeply grounded in responsibility to future generations. Her excellence has been recognized nationally, including receiving the King Charles III Coronation Medal for her contributions to policing and First Nations sovereignty. But what truly reflects the heart of Athena is her commitment to women. As an Indigenous woman who built her career in male-dominated spaces, she has intentionally created pathways for others to rise. She mentored female officers, advocated for equitable advancement, and fostered respectful workplace cultures. Through nearly a decade on the board of Phoenix Rising, she strengthened women-centered services grounded in empowerment and dignity. She has supported survivors through victim services, guided young women through mentorship programs, and spent over 9 years coaching Indigenous women's hockey, including at the National Aboriginal Hockey Championships, using sports as a platform to build confidence and leadership. Her leadership also reflects a deep commitment to reconciliation, partnership, and long-term sustainability. Through her work with regional and provincial leadership bodies, she advocates for treaty rights, equitable policy, and collaborative governance. She approaches complex negotiations and public challenges with steady resolve, always grounded in protecting community resources and ensuring that future generations inherit stronger systems than those that she stepped into. Beyond titles and accolades, she leads as a mentor, a role model, a mother, and a grandmother. She understands that leadership is measured not only by policy decisions or public milestones, but by the confidence instilled in others. She creates space at decision-making tables, encourages women to step forward into governance and professional roles, and models the courage it takes to lead with both strength and compassion. This year's recipient, Chief Karen Bell, leads with courage.
It's very heavy.
Keep going.
Oh, no, you can't grab it there.
Can I keep reading? There's more. Okay. I have more.
Yes, thank you. Ooh, it's heavy.
I gotta finish. She leads with compassion. Most importantly, she leads in a way that ensures others rise alongside her. Let's do it again. Please congratulate me in congratulating this extraordinary leader, Chief Karen Bell.
When I got up here, it says, "Oh, this is heavy." Okay. Thank you. I did prepare a speech just in case I did, because that's just how I am. So, Ani Bojo, Kinawea, Nimki Anaquetkwe, Nokamis Kokam, Jijak Dodam, Ketagon Zibi Ojibwa, Ojibwe Kwe and Dow. Good morning, everyone. This is so overwhelming. I can feel it in my heart and in my mind. My name is Karen Bell, and my spirit name is a Dancing Thunder, and I am from the Crane clan, and I belong to Garden River, Anishinaabe, Ketagonzibi, just east of Sault Ste. Marie. As we gather here today on the traditional lands known as Bawating, a place where for generations our people, my people, met the Anishinaabe people. We lived here, we governed here, we carried responsibilities here since time immemorial. I acknowledge all my ancestors, I acknowledge the elders, the women, and all of the other people that have walked before me. Miigwech to Sault Ste. Marie Chamber of Commerce, to Sault College, to the organizers of the Athena Award, and to every woman that sits here today and people that could not make it. As we celebrate International Women's Day, your leadership, past leadership, future leadership, will love and shape this community into the way that we have often envisioned and will hopefully see it to fruition. The Athena Award recognizes professional excellence, service, and the advancement of women's leadership in the city of Sault Ste. Marie and surrounding area. For me, the recognition is not about myself, one person. It reflects the strength of Indigenous women, of grandmothers, mothers, daughters, aunties, all of those who carried our nations through the hardship chapter of the history of Anishinaabe people throughout Canada. Canadian law for generations was a tool of colonization and not sex-based discrimination against Indigenous women. Under the Indian Act, a federal government act instituted, Indigenous women lost their status as Anishinaabe women, their homes and their connection to their communities simply by marrying a non-Indigenous person. That was not just a legal injustice, it was an exile of a way of life of a people, of women, who chose to take a partner as a non-Indigenous person. It was an attempt to erase identity and silence. And yet, through all of those legislations and all of those federal attempts to disseminate us, we're still here. Long before colonization, Indigenous women had spaces of governance roles. Women sat at councils. Women were the Ogamakwes, and they carried the decision-making authority for their nations. They had authority in many cases. Women were the leaders of relationships and the guardians of water. Without water, we cannot survive in this country. It doesn't matter what skin color you are, what culture you come from, or what race. Water has to be protected. Women were given that responsibility to guard the water. The protectors of children, the teachers of law and responsibility. Leadership was about relations. Leadership was shared. Leadership was grounded in respect, one of our grandfather teachings. Today, as we speak of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls, We are not speaking about statistics. We are speaking of sacred lives. We are speaking of daughters, women, children who should have grown into women, and leaders, and aunties, and business owners, and professionals, and even chiefs of their communities someday. Their absence reminds us that respect is not symbolic. It must be practiced in our homes, our institutions, and all of our laws that govern us. My own career in policing, and now as the first female chief of Garden River First Nation, Anishinaabe, Ketegonzi-B, has been shaped by all of these truths. I have worked in systems that were not built for Indigenous women. I learned that leadership requires courage, integrity, and the willingness to open doors wider for those coming behind me. I stand here before you today because of many other women that stood here before me and that refused to take the step asides. International Women's Day is not only about celebration, it's about responsibilities. It calls on us to lift one another, to mentor, to advocate, and to ensure that no woman is left behind and that no woman's voice is dismissed or will be dismissed. The Athena Award speaks to assisting women in reaching that potential and that leadership. That work begins with respect. Respect for culture, respect for differences, respect for treaties that bind us all together, whether we be Indigenous or not Indigenous. Because after all, we are all treaty people. We all signed that treaty, not me personally, but all of our forefathers, every single person in this room. Whether Indigenous or non-Indigenous, we share responsibilities to one another and to the land. The treaties were not simply agreements of the past. They are living commitments and partnerships, fairness, and mutual benefit for this country called Canada. When women lead with respect and unity, we strengthen those around us and our communities individually. My vision is simple: a community where Indigenous girls grow up knowing they become worthy and are worthy, where women feel safe, valued, and heard, where leadership tables reflect the diversity of all of our women, where reconciliation is not a word, but a practice that we each and every day contribute to. To every woman here today, your leadership matters. No matter where you are and what you do in your world, leadership does matter, and it means we need all of you to contribute to all of those leadership roles. When we move forward together, collectively, grounded in respect and guided by hope, we honor those who came before us and protect those who are yet here to come. With that, I want to say miigwech to everyone personally, that if it wasn't for all the people in my history and my background that made me push through those ceilings and said, look it, you're a woman, you're strong, hear me roar. Miigwech.
We can keep the round of applause going for Karen. And for Brian, our award recipients this year for the Difference Makers Women in Business Breakfast. Are you inspired? Yeah, for sure. So in addition to their awards, we are also happy to present each of our Athena recipients this morning with a complimentary business portrait session courtesy of Anna Pelche-Doble of Kavanagh Fine Photography. This year, We received so many nominations for the awards, which is truly a testament of the caliber of leadership and the strength of the women that we have in our community. To our current and past nominees, there is great pride to be found in receiving a nomination. To be thought of by your nominator when reading the Athena Award criteria is truly an amazing test in itself and an amazing feat. And you should be proud of your accomplishments and your contributions that you bring to make Sault Ste. Marie a better place to live, to work, to do business, and to find supports. So a round of applause for them as well. And if you have been nominated, please continue to recognize those who have made an impact in our community. Let's make the judges work extremely hard next year. Let's double the numbers. New judges. So we got 2 new judges. So let's double up those nominations. Karen, Brianne, you are in fine company. If you have received the Athena Award and if you are in a position to do so, please stand and be recognized by this room for your achievements in this community, your leadership, and your strength. Those are some inspiring women. Again, those looking to network, you just saw who you need to chit-chat to, okay? Before we adjourn, we'd like to remind you that this event wouldn't be possible without the partnerships and contributions of so many. So on behalf of the Chamber, we would like to extend a very special thank you to our panelists. A round of applause for them inspiring us this morning. Nelda, Theresa, for opening up and sharing and giving us some amazing tidbits that we can take forward to share with our teams and our communities. And of course, a big thank you to Lene as well for being just an amazing moderator and just a fantastic person as well. And if you're looking to get out of here, we got prizes to give away, so hold on. A sincere thank you to this year's Women in Business sponsors. Of course, OLG, our presenting sponsor. Keep the round of applause going for them. Sault College of Applied Arts and Technology, Enbridge. Of course, our hosts today, Delta, Hotels by Marriott Suites, Sault Ste. Marie Waterfront, and Cavanna Fine Photography as well. And finally, our proud Chamber member community sponsor, Scotiabank. Thank you for your continued support for our Chamber of Commerce and allowing us and ensuring that we have this amazing event, the Difference Makers Women in Business Breakfast. It is our premier event, and hopefully you will join us next year. Now, we do have some door prizes, a special door prize from Cavanna Fine Photography, and it's a draw for a professional business headshot and retouched digital image. So, you know what? As the years go on, you're like, could you just do a little touch? Touch by an angel, whatever you want to call it, just a little. Oh, okay. Everyone have their little tickets ready? Now, don't say you didn't get one, because I know you did on the way in. Okay, here we go. We're going to draw. Oh, I get to. This is the best. You're right. Okay, I'm going to read all the numbers because I don't know where the numbers start. So 09, I know. This is for the professional business headshot. Okay, we're good. Men, honestly. It's your birthday. Okay, now he's drawing the attention. Here we go. Typical. Okay. Maybe I won't be invited next year. I don't know. This might be it, so I got to make the most of it. Okay, 09966644. Who are ya? Oh, hey! Come on up to the front. Come on up. Keep it coming. Okay. As she makes her way up to the front, we got another draw. what is next is a one-night stay at the Delta Hotels by Marriott Suite, Sault Ste. Marie Waterfront. Here we go. With breakfast, I'm hearing. Guys, with breakfast. Ooh. Okay. 099. I know, everyone's on the edge of their seat with that one. Oh, we got a little music. Okay. 0996816. I'm sorry, Ashley, not you. Who do we got? Hey, come on up. Sault College business student. Congratulations. Did we mention it comes with breakfast? Okay. For two. And last, but certainly not least, an amazing gift basket, courtesy of our friends at OLG. Woo, woo, woo. So if you win, I'm just saying, if I did a great job today, I don't know. Okay. 099, I know. Whew. 668. Oh, the anticipation. 484 099 6684. Yeah, winner again, y'all. For sure. Do we have, is that person here? Do we get to draw again? Let's do it again. Let's go again. Going once for ticket 6684. Going twice, going three times. Okay. They're like, please, pick me. Please. 09967 0076. Yeah, was it you? I don't do that. I don't know what that means. Okay? I am an elder millennial. We're left out of all of that. It's true. Take me back to, jelly pens. Okay, 0996776. Hey! Did you just say you never win anything? Because you're like me, you give everything away all the time. Group Health Center, hello. Woo, woo, woo. Now, before we say adieu, I'm gonna get kind of serious here for a second. I know. Have another sip of coffee. But I want to leave you with this thought. When women support each other, share their knowledge, lift up one another, we don't just strengthen our businesses, we strengthen our entire community. So thank you. Thank you for being part of that today. And thank you for being the stories that inspire not only me, but all of us in this room. We know that you will be doing your part to give to gain, don't forget. And for all the guys, Sunday, we're busy. International Women's Day, heated rivalry, you know what I'm talking about. As we celebrate International Women's Day this Sunday, we want to celebrate the women in this room, not just Sunday, not just today, every stinking day. So a round of applause for everyone. And, yes. And now all of our past and present Athena Award recipients, please make your way to the front. We're gonna do probably the most amazing photo that Sault today will ever have. All these amazing women. So come up to the front, we're gonna do a photo shoot. And then you can kind of mingle amongst yourselves. Thank you so much for taking part of in the Difference Makers Women in Business Breakfast this morning. Thank you so much.